Cows have 4 stomachs, a complex digestive system that allows them to survive on grass and hay. But cows also have super senses, which makes them even more fascinating creatures. Here are some of the ways that cows can sense things that we humans can't even imagine. Before we start, make sure to hit that like button for more videos about animals. Number 7. Seeing in the dark. Cows can see in the dark much better than we can. They don't have night vision like some animals, but they can still see pretty well in low light conditions. This is thanks to their eyes, which are adapted to see in the dark. Their pupils are vertical slits, which means that they can capture more light than humans can. And their eyes are more sensitive to movement than ours, which helps them to spot predators or other potential threats in the dark. This is especially important for cows because they are prey animals, and they need to be able to see predators coming in order to escape. In addition, cows also have a special reflective layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum, which helps to amplify the amount of light that their eyes can capture. This is why you might sometimes see a reflection in a cow's eye when it's dark out. The tapetum lucidum can also give cows an eerie glow in the dark. This is because the light that bounces off the tapetum lucidum is often a different color than the light that is reflected from the cow's fur. So you can sometimes see a strange, otherworldly glow around a cow's body when it's dark out. This can be especially eerie if you're not expecting it. So if you ever see a cow in the dark, be sure to look into its eyes. You might be surprised at what you see. No 6 hearing sounds. We can't. Cows are social animals who communicate with each other through a variety of sounds. They use these sounds to express themselves and communicate their needs to other cows. Cows can make over 80 different sounds, including moos, bellows, and screams. While most of these sounds are beyond the range of human hearing, cows can hear sounds that are too high or too low for us to detect. This is because their ears are larger and more sensitive than ours. Cows' ears are also more flexible, which allows them to move them independently to pinpoint the source of a sound. This ability to hear a wider range of sounds is essential for cows because it allows them to communicate with each other effectively. If cows could only hear the sounds that humans can, they would be at a disadvantage when communicating with each other. They might miss important cues or not be able to respond appropriately to other cows. In addition, cows' hearing is especially acute when it comes to danger. They can hear predators coming long before humans can, and they use this ability to escape. Cows' hearing is also important for navigation. They can use their sense of hearing to find their way back to the herd if they get lost. This is especially important for calves who are still learning about their environment. Overall, cows' hearing is an important sense that allows them to communicate, navigate, and stay safe. Number 5. Smelling things we can't. Cows have an excellent sense of smell, which they use to locate food, identify members of their herd, and avoid predators. Cows' nostrils are large and their sense of smell is highly developed, which allows them to detect odors that humans cannot. For example, cows can smell danger long before humans can. They can detect the scent of a predator and avoid it before it can do any damage. Cows' sense of smell is also highly developed. When it comes to finding food, they can smell grass and other plants from far away, and they use this ability to find grazing areas. Cows' sense of smell is also important for reproduction. They use their sense of smell to identify potential mates and to select a healthy animal for breeding. In addition, cows use their sense of smell to identify each other's sex. They can distinguish between male and female cows by their odors. This is important for cows because they need to find a mate in order to reproduce. Finally, cows use their sense of smell to identify each other's emotional state. They can tell if another cow is angry, afraid, or happy by its odor. This is important for cows because it allows them to respond appropriately to other cows. Overall, cows' sense of smell is a highly developed sense that allows them to perform a variety of important tasks. It is a vital part of their survival and reproductive success. 4. Sensing earthquakes. Cows are more sensitive to vibrations in the ground than humans are, which means that they can sense earthquakes before we do. This is because cows are prey animals and they need to be aware of their surroundings at all times. Any change in the ground could mean the approach of a predator, so cows have evolved to be very sensitive to vibrations. When an earthquake occurs, the ground begins to shake and vibrate. These vibrations can be detected by cows' hooves, which are in constant contact with the ground. Cows can then use their sense of touch to determine the strength and direction of the vibrations. They may also use their sense of hearing to detect the rumbling noise that accompanies an earthquake. Once cows have sensed an earthquake, they will usually run to higher ground away from the shaking. This behavior is instinctual and has been passed down from their ancestors, who also lived in earthquake-prone areas. Over time, cows have learned that earthquakes are dangerous and they need to take steps to protect themselves. In fact, studies have shown that cows have a remarkable ability to predict earthquakes. In one study, cows were able to predict an earthquake within minutes of it occurring. They began to shake and tremble long before the earthquake hit, allowing researchers to measure the intensity of the impending quake. Cows' ability to sense earthquakes is truly amazing, and it has saved many of them from certain death. 3. Detecting changes in barometric pressure. Cows are sensitive to changes in barometric pressure, which can indicate an approaching storm. This is because cows are prey animals and they need to be aware of their surroundings at all times. A sudden change in barometric pressure can be a sign of a predator, so cows have evolved to be very sensitive to this cue. When the air pressure drops, cows will often begin to moo loudly. This is a way of communicating with other cows and alerting them to the potential danger. Cows will also often huddle together in a group when they sense a change in barometric pressure. This is a way of protecting themselves from whatever may come. By staying close together, they can watch out for each other and react quickly if necessary. Cows also seem to know that they should head for higher ground when the barometric pressure drops. This is because they know that predators often try to take advantage of storms to ambush their prey. By getting to higher ground, cows can avoid being trapped in a low-lying area with nowhere to run. Overall, cows' sensitivity to changes in barometric pressure is an important adaptation that helps them to survive in their environment. Number 2. Navigating with magnetism. Cows have a natural ability to navigate using the Earth's magnetic field. This ability is known as magnetoreception, and it allows cows to sense the direction of magnetic north. Cows are not the only animals that have this ability. Birds, turtles, and salmon also use magnetoreception to navigate. However, cows are the only mammals that have been shown to have this ability. Cows are able to sense magnetic fields by using specialized cells in their noses called magnetic sense organs. These organs contain tiny crystals of magnetite, which are naturally magnetic. When the crystals align themselves with the Earth's magnetic field lines, they send signals to the cow's brain, which then interprets them as magnetic information. Cows use this information to help them navigate. For example, when they're released into a new pasture, they will often head in the general direction of magnetic north. This allows them to quickly find their bearings and explore their new. In addition, cows also use magnetoreception to help them find their way back to the barn. When they are lost or confused, they will often walk in circles until they are back on a familiar magnetic bearing. This allows them to eventually find their way home, even if they don't remember exactly how they got there in the first place. Overall, cows' ability to navigate using magnetism is an amazing adaptation that helps them to survive in their environment. Now 1. Sensing human emotions. Cows are able to sense our emotions just by looking into our eyes. This is because they are highly attuned to facial expressions and body language. Cows can pick up on subtle cues such as changes in facial expressions, tone of voice, and even the direction of our gaze. They are able to use this information to form an understanding of how we are feeling. For example, if we approach a cow with a friendly smile and calm body language, the cow will likely feel safe and relaxed in our presence. However, if we approach a cow in a threatening manner with a furrowed brow and raised arms, the cow will likely become fearful and try to escape. In addition to being able to pick up on our emotions, cows are also able to respond to them in kind. If we are happy and relaxed, cows will often reciprocate with a gentle nudge or lick. However, if we are angry or upset, cows will often try to appease us by lowering their heads and tails. Ultimately, cows are highly sensitive creatures who are able to pick up on our emotions and respond accordingly. Building a strong bond with a cow takes time, patience, and understanding, but the rewards are immeasurable. With love and care, we can form deep connections with these magnificent animals that will last a lifetime. Those are just a few of the ways that cows are super animals. They are truly amazing creatures with a lot to teach us about the world around us. So next time you see a cow, take a moment to appreciate all the wonderful things that they do. Thanks for watching. See you next time.